Hi everybody and welcome back to Winsome Cottage Garden. My name is Hannah and today I have a whole list of things that we're going to get done in the yard. It is a day that our seedlings are moving outside. A lot of them, some of them are going to wait a little bit longer till the evening temps get a little higher. But we actually spent a lot of time yesterday also in the garden mulching everything. I didn't really film it because it's very repetitive, but the transformation is fantastic, so I thought I would show you really quick. So as you can see, the phlox are still going strong and everything just looks so nice and fresh. The other thing we did, which I will share, is we finally got pea gravel in to the vegetable area, so it looks so nice and neat now. Today I've got, as I said, a lot of things to get done, and it may end up being split into a couple videos, so you might see me wearing the same outfit as we do a couple things. I've got my trusty companions. Mia's here. I don't know where Maisie is. She's probably out exploring. They have to inspect the job that was done, but today we're probably going to plant some cosmos over there and then also plant this eyebrow bed. Okay, so here are all my seedlings that are actually in their last day of hardening off. We are definitely past our last frost for sure. The one thing that I'm a little concerned about is it's still dipping into the 40s at night. A couple more nights, and both tomatoes and peppers do better if it's above 55. So I'm gonna wait till after Memorial Day and then I'm gonna get those guys out. But today we are going to be planting the cosmos first. So these guys are the first ones to go out into the brave new world. And they're actually going over there. The one downside about having already done the mulch, which you do when you have assistance, is I'm actually gonna have to move the mulch a little, plant, and then move forward. But I'm hoping this process will be fast because I'm going to be using an auger to make the holes. Now I actually have more cosmos than I need, so I'm going to plant as many as I have space for today, and then the rest are probably going to go up to the cottage and get planted in bed somewhere. Okay, so cosmos are actually spaced every 12 to 18 inches apart. I do it kind of like in a wildflower-esque planting situation, so I'm just gonna quick move the mulch aside where I want to plant them, then we'll go get our drill to make the holes and you'll be able to watch from the distance. So I'm just gonna scooch this bark out the way and we'll get started. Okay, so these are the varieties that I'm planting today. I've got a Sensation Mix Cosmo, an Xenia Cosmo, a Double Click Mix Cosmo, a Rubenzo Cosmo, a Double Click Bicolor Violet Cosmo, Double Click Bicolor Rose Cosmo, and a Cupcakes Blush Cosmo. Okay, I had to add a sweat headband because it's quite pleasant. It's only about 65, 66, but it is a little humid, and this just helps keep sweat out of my eyes, to be honest. So anyway, all of the cosmos are planted just like that. Didn't take too long. I do have quite a few left over. I'm gonna take these with me to the cottage to see if I can find places for them, and then the rest will come back and probably get planted somewhere here. Here's how it looks. I mixed up the colors. You may have seen me doing that, so there shouldn't be two of the same kind right next to each other. I'm not too bothered about knowing what variety is what for things like cosmos. For dahlias and even zinnias, yeah, I try to keep them more color blocked, but for this I like the wildflower look and it fits in well in this area. Next thing is we're going to plant up that eyebrow bed I showed you with some lower growing varieties. Here's the bed. As you can see, there's a few tulips in there. I actually had this whole thing planted probably about 6 years ago, and these are what's left. And I don't even remember what variety they are exactly. I think they're a black parrot of some kind. But they're pretty. I don't really plant a ton of tulips anymore because they don't last long. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I have some snapdragons and carnations and other things like that that I'm actually going to do the back of. I also have some ball dahlias that I might put in here. I haven't fully decided. I might kind of see how much space I have and then decide if I want to stick them in. So I'm just going to set you guys up and then I'll walk through what's what at the end. Okay, this section is all done. There's a bit of a mix of plants that I'm interested to see how they do in a vague pattern. So at the back we have snapdragons, which should be the tallest ones there in bloom. Then the next layer forward, I have Chinese forget-me-nots. It goes blue, pink, blue, pink, blue, pink, all the way around. Then I have a layer that is a dahlia bee's choice, so I don't know what they'll look like, but I have one dahlia, one chamomile, one dahlia, one chamomile, one dahlia. And then I did just a couple spots of Dusty Miller to round it out. So I am very curious to see how this fills in. And excited. I think it's going to be pretty. I was also reminded when I was pulling out these flats that I have some hollyhocks in here that I think I'm going to plant, as well as a couple additional cherry rudbeckia. I'm going to plant those extra cherry rudbeckia around the one that came back in a nice little planting. I also think I'm going to stick the dwarf hollyhocks in the back too. The dwarf hollyhocks will go here. I have some delphinium. I might try there. Actually, you know what? The dwarf hollyhocks in here might be nice. There's some flax, but they're so hit and miss. I have this wall of euonymus that I just cut back. I believe the dwarf hollyhocks get about 3 feet tall, so that would be pretty back there. And these flax are kind of as tall as they're gonna get. So I could just do a line of the dwarf hollyhocks. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Dwarf hollyhocks line. And I'm gonna put the delphinium I have right here. I don't know if how they're gonna do. We'll see. And then that leaves me space for some other things right in front. Okay, decisions made. I also have some Eryngium sea holly that I think I'm gonna dot in a couple places. That is a perennial. All these things, except for the cherry rudbeckia that I just mentioned, are perennials. So I need to be selective in where I put them. So I'm gonna get them on the ground and then I'll show you what I've done. Alrighty, well my camera actually died. So I had to go charge it, and I did a lot of planting while it was doing it, but I have one thing left to plant, and I thought I would show you what ended up where. Starting right here. This bed is pretty full, and this is where I added the blue glitter Eryngium. So there's one there, there, and there. That'll be a really pretty spray of blue glitter that comes back every year. This is a fairly full bed. That plant and that plant are some orange heliopsis that I'm not massive fans of, so it'll probably be finding a new home in the next little while. which will be good to have something there so it's not a gaping hole. The other thing I planted up here is right back here. There are 2 hollyhock that I thought would provide some nice vertical interest in here in the late summer, or mid to late summer, if they survive. I hope they do. Majority though of what I planted is over here. So you saw me get the cosmos planted, and I think I told you, this is the cherry rudbeckia that came back. I added 1 here and 1 here, so there's a nice little sweep of 3. And then back here, we got the dwarf hollyhock. There's 1, 2, 3 that I think are going to do really well. And then I had a 4th that I'm not sure about. So I stuck it in the front, and if it dies, that's okay. I do have an iris here that's never bloomed, so I'm hoping it does soon. And then I filled this with pincushion flowers, which will be really pretty. The Magic Fountain Delphinium went there. This is my 2nd year trying delphinium. I'm hoping that they live, or at least one of them does. I don't have a ton of faith. But then I also had some white glitter orangium that ended up right here in a nice little sweep of 3, which will be pretty because we got this hosta, which might be getting a little too much sun. We'll have to see. But then this back here is all Lucifer's tongue, which is pretty. We've got some yarrow, and then the path just kind of curves around. This leaves me some spots in here for dahlias, and actually where I'm standing too, which will be probably the next thing I plant. This will be all dahlias, but the one thing that I've left that I haven't quite got to yet is I'm going to plant the carnation and status under this ALTHEA standard. So I thought I'd bring you along while I did that. The rest of this tray is actually going to be put in the garden, but that'll probably be saved for a different day. We got all the carnations planted in the back. I have 4 different kinds, and each one I planted 3 of. I have an orange sherbet, an aurora, a Jean, Dion, and La France. All of these are Chabon carnations from Floret. It's actually my 2nd year planting them. Last year I did this, I didn't get any, so I'm trying a different spot this year. And just like the cosmos, I kind of mixed all the colors up, so it'll be a nice showing. And then in front of it, I have a status mix that I just planted a chunk of to help fill it in. I love status, they're a great filler flower. I think that's gonna do it for this video. We got a lot done. I got a lot of my flower seedlings out, especially the ones in the landscape. That's actually almost all of the ones that are gonna go into the landscape. I'm probably gonna stick a pincushion flower or 2 in the front. And then I have some that I'm planting in beds. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.